Playable.
All right. What's in store for us today? On les markets, it's kind of a rangy overnight session. Let's see, what was the range there? Pretty big range though, 172 points. Looks like we're trying to come down, maybe even down to 5100 just by looking at this chart slowly. I don't think this bottom right here was a very strong level yesterday. I'm gonna look at some other stuff though here. $5337.75. So still trading inside of yesterday's range. We had PPI news, I believe, this morning. Yeah, okay, well, we're gonna wait till 10 anyways with this consumer sentiment coming out. So that gives us a little bit extra time to chart here, look at some stuff. Not seeing anything too crazy. If we zoom out here on the ES, and we just take it from a daily perspective, think of the context here. You know, we've been going down we went down for roughly 50 days, let's call it, a month and a half. Took out two pretty big lows. This was probably our last structural low. So we did shift structure here to the downside, but you could also look at this in a way as like some big range being formed. I don't think that's really what I would say it is, but regarding the news and whatnot, you know, we did get a bullish reaction coinciding with, you know, lots of volume. So everybody is going to be looking at this candle right here as a reversal candle, in which we have come back into the range. We've come back into Monday's range. We haven't closed in Monday's range. We're really teetering around Monday's high. So just from this local structure here with this engulfing candle, you know, one might think that we continue to see a little bit upside, maybe up into this gap. But given the context of this being a local downtrend, this could just be a local high, a lower high, sorry. You know, but you could see something like this. You know, you could have some sort of range environment start on this. I'm not an Elliott wave guy, but let's just imagine this is 1, 2, 3, and this is 4. 4 being usually the complex wave. Makes me think, you know, this could be a little tricky. You know, right now it looks like it wants to come down. Probably, if we look at the session volume profiles, got a naked point of control. I think even if we do go up, because of probably how inefficient this candle was on news, it's still, we filled about 50% of it, but we're probably going to want to come down and fill all of it. So downside, you know, looking to take these lows to fill this imbalance. Upside is going to be looking for this gap up into the naked point of control. Then if we just look at our weekly range here, anchor VWAP, you know, point of control, yeah, down there. Not really in the, I wouldn't say that I don't see a lot of great options right here on ES at the moment, so we'll look at some other markets, but let's also check our previous week levels. Good to know that we did reject the previous week value area low. So do we come back, retest the prior week low? It's starting to look kind of like that. We rejected the previous month low as well, previous quarter low as well, so this is probably a pretty big support resistance zone, as well as, you know, psychological 5500. So let's mark out our overnight levels though. Overnight low was right there. Overnight high. We're just trading literally at the midpoint of the overnight low and overnight high. We have a pivot right there. Yep, nothing very interesting here to me. We will get a 4-hour candle closure, obviously at 10. And other than that, we'll just watch the 15-minute here. See what our volume looks like from up here. Yep, just in a range right now. Could be kind of a rangy day. All right, that's ES for now. I think we got a decent idea of how that's playing out at the moment. Nothing, don't need to bite on anything yet. All right, let's give a look at NQ. So NQ is going to be obviously very similar to Mr. ES. 18651.25. 18651.25. And once NQ as well has not gotten accepted back into Monday's range, just using it as a springboard. So yeah, just not really. I'm just gonna have the same prognosis on this one, as well as I'm seeing like pretty much a similar setup, exact same setups here. Take our overnight low, overnight high. Trading near the top of the weekly range. Just bounced off twice off the current weekly value area high. So it's starting to look like it wants to push up here. Okay, let's look at gold. Gold is tough because it's just been trending up here now. So, you know, one would want to get into a continuation trade if possible, but now it's a bit extended, but the fundamentals are behind it at the moment. It is building up a little bit of a hidden divergence here. Built up quite a bit of volume right here as well. So that's kind of interesting. I'm already kind of seeing we could, if we get lucky, get maybe a move back into this order block for a trade, just for continuation throughout the day. But wow, gosh, the 3 daily candles on gold right here, or just all of them actually, beautiful. To the 8 hour. Yeah, that's something else right there. I'm just riding the second standard deviation of the VWAP. So trend is strong. Weekly candle is gonna close probably up 7%. Next target 3,400. Yeah, I mean it can't be bearish on this right now. Need to just try to get into a continuation trade if possible. 3140.6. 3140.6. So yeah, we'll see if we get moving here. I might be interested. But ideally after 10 o'clock, because now it's looking like a sweep. Alright, so that's gold. Oil kind of tightening up over here, not really in a tradable range, just like everything else. It looks like ES and NASDAQ did just make a pretty big push, but I suspect that 10 will get a little bit of volatility and then direction or a sweep of the range one way or the other, but I'm gonna wait until that happens. 61.05. So oil with a nice touch of the previous day equilibrium, but just like everything else, it had this engulfing candle, liquidity, strong low here, coming back into this Tuesday range, tapped 75, 50, so yeah, it just looks a little too 50-50 right here for me. Yeah, a little 50-50 still on oil. Yeah, not seeing super clear direction here on all of the assets at the moment. Everything's trading kind of around their point of controls and their equilibrium levels. See the index. There's just like an obvious gap that we could be looking for up here if we do continue up, of course, on the indices, the equity indices. That's kind of what I'm keeping in mind. Here, if we change the regular trading hours, you know, you can see that would coincide with an overnight high sweep into this gap. You know, that could be a really good play, and then short back down, possibly here. %, take out these highs, and hit this little fractal. That's what I'm seeing on ES there. And then, of course, Bitcoin. Yep, Bitcoin heading up to this value area high level like we talked about if we got a bounce out of here yesterday. Nice reclaim. Boom. So if we look at weekly range on Bitcoin and update that, it looks like So there's 84K level up here to fill this gap. And Bitcoin's going to be interesting. Could get some resistance there. Alright, there's gold coming down to this level. So let's give it a nice watch here. See how it trades for potential long. Coming down pretty aggressively here. Trying to fill this little 1 minute imbalance coming into this 15-minute fractal. Really around 32.36. See if we get a bounce there. Also, just gotta remember that this is right before the 10 o'clock news, so we could just wait until 10 to see where it's at. Getting a little bit of a reaction right here. Not enough to warrant anything yet. But looking like it's creating a little swing low formation on the 1 minute. I'm gonna wait until 10 a.m. though for that news to drop to see if it does any liquidity sweeps. The only issue with that is it could use the news to just propel it in one way or the other, leaving us holding the bag or holding no bag in that scenario. Got about 40 seconds till 10 o'clock. All right, 10 o'clock has transpired, and as we have expected, we are getting a move to the upside here on gold. Let's see if we can get a fill. Ooh, see, this is what I was worried about. Yeah, lots of volatility right here. Not gonna chase this. Ah, there it is though. Right out of the level. Oh gosh. Yeah, this is not even gonna come back and mitigate. Alright, let's see. It's trying to come do a little retracement, but that was a nice pop. Maybe if we get a move back down to 32.44.
Order submitted.
And that would be about it.
Order filled.
Okay. Just a small one contract here. Might have already missed the long opportunity here. What would be a reasonable target for this? Probably from this order block here. I guess 32.69 would be reasonable. Having a little bit of trouble here, rejecting off this 32.46 level, but I think, the long is still in the cards here. Alright, here we go. Getting a nice little uptick. Bam. Alright, then I can move my stop up to at least 3239.7. Looking for about 3269-ish. Right around there. As a target. Just gonna let this one run. Just gotta remember we're very bullish on gold. 10 a.m. news just came out. NY session morning. Let's allow ourselves. We're only running one contract, so not risking very much at all. Just to get the day started. To grease the wheels. Yep, longest looking good off of this level. Continuation on gold here. Nice bounce. Pretty much entered on the retest of this range down here on this candle. I'm gonna start trailing the stop. Trailing the stop, but would like to see it move up to here. Why can't I see it? Oh yeah. So looking good, looking strong here. First trade of the day, low risk, one contract. Just grab a few and then get some more trades under our belt. This fine morning here. This fine, beautiful morning on April the 11th. 2025. It is 10:10 in the morning on the eastern coast of the United States of America. And you are here live in the mix. Keep it locked. Let me add another screen for this so that we can see. We're running this right now. Stalling out a bit. Let me go ahead and move my stop up to break even. So risk-free trade. If it comes back on me, man, I could have made a little bit of money, but If it does, then we know we didn't lose any money, and that's really more important than making money. Just not losing it. ES and NASDAQ just really not doing anything, just in this range. Really don't care about them until they take either one of the overnight highs or overnight lows. Gold is really the only opportunity I've seen so far. Oil, nothing. Bitcoin could be interesting if we get up above this high of 84K. We'll see how it trades there, but that long has already played out, so no point trying to enter that. So really it's just here watching gold, trying to get to target. That's about it. And there it goes. Come on, baby. Could stop out right here, possibly. This is a little bit of a hard wick to get over, as it swept liquidity, made a new low. It's 10:15 in the morning. People are already racing. It's wild. All right, we just got a new 15-minute candle across the board. See what that looks like. Needs to get up above this 3254.9 level. See how it reacts there. All right, we got featured groups teeing off here. Where's this hole number 2? Where's it? It's got to be hole number 1, right? All right, we got the Masters going. It's gonna be a great Friday. Already is a great Friday. It's always a great day, baby. It's wonky time. Ah, God, it just looks so beautiful out there. Yeah, they're on hole one, about to tee off. Looks like they got a little late start. Oh, this is delayed. Why is it so delayed? Oh well, I'll check out the drive anyways. Alright, gold, come on. If we could just have this trade and then this trade as a winner, that's all I need today. Even if the market doesn't move, that'll be fine with me. Having quite a bit of trouble though. Hopefully it doesn't want to take one little retracement back towards my stop and continue upwards. That would be unfortunate. Oh, it's my lucky day, Quizmaster. Oh. Welcome to the greatest quiz show. Odd one out, baby. Pick the odd one out. That's that one. That one. Oh. Oh, nice. We got a little uptick here. Let's go, baby. Congratulations, you are a winner. Give me the mystery box. One body ring, come on. $55 cooking. I can make anchovy pizzas. How about that? Oh yeah, baby, we're moving. We're moving. Oh, we broke this little level. Come on now, let's get that push. Come on, this would be a great way to start the morning session here. Probably could start managing our trade a little bit more. Really bring our stop up to 32.47 to lock in a little bit of profit. But let it keep rolling. Let's see if anything fun is going on over here. Oh, starting to get a pretty decent move on the equity indices here. Okay. Struggling a bit here. Getting a feeling I'm going to get stopped out in profit. And then we'll have to readjust. I would prefer not for that to happen. Oh, kiss of death.
Stop filled.
Alright, so out of that position. Just a little baby trade there. We'll see if it gives us another opportunity, but kind of showing that it doesn't want to go higher yet. So put an alert for right here. Let's see if it does. Go ahead and start looking at the indices. It looks like ES is trying to come down and take the overnight low now. See how this does on a VWAP retest. Bitcoin topping out before it reaches 84K level. Figure this will probably still go up to around there. And fill the remainder of that gap. But don't like any longs on there. Oil's doing nothing. Gold is really the only one seen. Hopefully it didn't just retrace to start going back up from this level. I don't really like this level. I'd like to see it come down again, make another low. Maybe, you know, we do have no wick on this candle. So I think there's a possibility to get into another gold long off the VWAP. We'll watch that. Let's double check our volume profile for the day as well. We got our weekly range. We can take that off. Yeah, and we got the point of control, which I don't really usually like trading off the point of control. I like to use it more as a target. But that coinciding with the VWAP and maybe another liquidity sweep that's low could be the catalyst for another move, continuation move to the upside. So that's what we need to watch for. And our 30-minute candle is about to close. So we will get our initial balance levels. So let's mark those out. IB high will be right here. And I guess IB low will be right here unless it down ticks. Yep, right there. Then IBM 529675. 529.6.75. IBM. Yeah, just not interested in equity indices until it gets out of the overnight range. Just gonna keep watching gold for now. And the Masters. Watch gold and the Masters and RuneScape. Keep cooking over here. I hope gold doesn't come up from here. That would be unfortunate. Slow morning. What was there anything else on the news? We've got some more Fed speak at 11, but there's nothing crazy for the rest of the day. Let's check some of the other stuff. 10-year yields are rising like crazy. That is not good. Fiscal policy is not going to be happy about that. Dollar has come down a ton. Gosh, let's look at the dollar here. Yeah. Wow. Well, this is kind of what they wanted, was to devalue the dollar so that our exports are a bit cheaper and we have more domestic production going outside being exported outside the US. But this is a pretty technical chart as well. Probably a little bit of a bounce here though. Yeah, likely to have a bounce here maybe. Look at the US 10-year yield. Going the opposite way. Wow. That's right after the tariff stuff. Tariff news. Ten-year yield. Let's check out Tesla. How's Tesla doing? It's right in the middle of this range. Nvidia. Nvidia, nice reaction yesterday. Maybe some continuation up to 128. Yeah. A liquidity sweep back into this order block. Retest to this value area high. Guess we could have a little bit of upside on the equity indices for the next week or two. ES just range trading. Came and take the low. Already moved up another 36 points. Nasdaq already moved up another 140. Ridiculous. McElroy with the birdie. Let's go. Nvidia, Apple. See how Apple's doing. Yeah, if it could close above this 190 level, but next week we move up into this gap, retest 215s or something on Apple, and then maybe we'll start. So maybe a little bit more upside on the equity indices over the next week, and then maybe a lower high. Yeah. Put an alert. See when it hits this gap. Look at the Nasdaq index itself. See what that looks like. Issue with this is just this doesn't look like there's great targets to the upside. We already filled this gap. It looks like we might have a little bit of based on how the index has already kind of filled its target, but we have like Apple and Nvidia and stuff that look kind of clean for a move up. I think they could create some stress and volatility over the next week, or tricky trading conditions, because you're gonna have some conflicting narratives over the next week. In other words, you probably won't have a move in breadth over the market next week. Yeah, I mean, I guess technically this gap isn't filled. Just hit the 50% level. So we could come up and fill that whole thing. That would be a 7% move from here, about 1,200 to 1,300 points. What's going on over here? Nothing still. Blah, boring. And then SPX, locally we have this gap that I think that we probably will gun for, but I just don't see a trade opportunity or a good setup, so I'm not going to force anything at the moment. Getting a little bit of a deeper push here on ES. See if it reclaims the midpoint of the initial balance. I would like to see our move up above the overnight high into this gap, this downside gap that hasn't been filled, right to about like 54.50, and then come back into range. Either that or move down to fill this imbalance all the way to 5100. But I think if that were to happen first, probably wouldn't have as good of an idea on what to do for a trade. So still, I think gold looks kind of the best here for an opportunity, because we've been just in this pure continuation over the week. Don't see why we would change that unless we want to come down to 3150 retest these highs. That could happen. So if we move below VWAP on gold, I would probably look for a short all the way down here. Otherwise, just continue. We're at all-time highs. No reason to look for shorts here just yet. Hey, 57 cooking, baby. Analeptic. Analeptic. Restorative or stimulating? Analeptic. Restorative, giving strength after disease. Analeptic. Ah, what a boring morning. We literally took one little scalp on gold, locked in a little bit of profit, but nothing crazy this morning. Justin Rose with a nice GIR shot. No alerts are going off. That means nothing is hidden anywhere. Guess we can just look at a few more. Let's see. Oh, look at AMC. I've been thinking that AMC and these meme stocks are gonna bust up again. I'm buying call options on them. Nice to get a move. GameStop. Yeah, these look kind of primed to get another little pump and dump going. If we get a little bit of reprieve in the market, I think these could see some possible moves. Let's see. Look at Ethereum. What is that doing? Unfortunately, it front ran my target a little bit the other day when we had this move up, which was 22%. This has swept both sides of the range. Doesn't look too great. Got to be able to get over 1634. I don't know if he's going to be able to get above this $1,700 level right now. Certainly not above 2,000. I guess if we gotta move down into this order block, there could be a little bit of a long day trade over the weekend. Maybe. Not the best, but not the worst. Gosh, nothing's going on. Oh, what a slow day. Slow day. But yeah, there could be... Move down to retest the... Maybe retest the midpoint of the range. Could get a possible like 3-to-1 R trade here on Ethereum. If we get a move down here. Methinks. All right, Rory McIlroy up at the tee, baby. Par 3, hole number 4, I believe. Alright, 11 o'clock. See if the market gets some action now. Rory! They go in the bunker? Did get a little, wow, we got a pretty big move there actually at the 11 o'clock mark, but nothing that I'm interested in. What about NASDAQ? Must have moved over 100 points. Gosh, it is insane how much NASDAQ is moving. See, was there any news? Let's check. Any breaking news? Already moved down 1%. And our gold is not going to come back. No. Alright, if we get a 5-minute candle closure above here, then I can look for a continuation trade off of this fractal. Three, 3248.3. 32483. If we got a retracement right there, I'll look for a long. Three, 2, 4, 8.
Order submitted.
Come on.
Order submitted.
It's gonna start moving. Fuck. Wow. No way, just front ran me. Fucking A, bro.
Order filled. Order filled.
Oh, it did front run me. Alright, we're long here in gold. And Mackerel always putting for birdie. And it's going down the ledge. And it's... no good. I did not get a good fill here, though, because I got front ran on my entry. And I had to chase it here a little bit, which was a kind of a big no-no. And, I got some bad slippage, so I got a bad fill. So I don't like that one bit, but we could get some momentum here. Come on, baby. $59 cooking. Let's go. Alright, getting some good move up here on gold right now. Indices still being pretty lackluster. But let's see if we can get some more move on this gold. Come on. Really just need this one trade and we'd be good for the day. Get some good movement right now. Start moving to new highs. Probably could start managing this trade here in a sec. Bring up my stop, mitigate the risk. I'm gonna let it move up a bit just in case it wicks down. Almost 60 cooking as well. Not too shabby for a little morning here of AFKing, trading, and watching the Masters. Come on, just get some continuation here. This could retrace here down to 52.4, but really we don't want it coming back down below this low again, so let's move our stop up to 32488, mitigate that risk. Looks like it's going to retest this wick here for a potential another buy opportunity. Alright, needs to stop right here. Needs to turn around right here. And get some upward momentum, come on. Decent reaction so far. I really think this is the time for gold to move up to this target. Being extremely fickle. Looks like I cooked all the food that I can cook at the moment. So it looks like it's time to go to Motherlode Mine. Just not getting any follow through today with any of the instruments. Just a very lackluster day. Very impotent day. Low virility. But we could get this move up. It's just toying with us here. I mean, I guess it did wick this high, so Alright, could this be the moment? 11:30, sometimes we get some volatility and some momentum as the London market closes. Money kind of comes out of trading the currencies and back into equities. I just wanted to come back above this high so I can just move my stop loss up to break even. Alright, there we go. Let's go, baby. Get some momentum in here. Come on. Oh, come on. Come on.
Order submitted.
Alright, no reason for me not to have my stop here, break even. Risk-free trade now. Let's just at least take profit 1. Lock in something.
Order canceled.
I went ahead and just sold 1. lock in a little bit of profit. This thing is being a bit fickle. Ugh. This thing still hasn't moved. Fuck's sakes. Alright, I'm gonna call it a morning session over. Wonky timeout, baby. Hopefully we get some more volatility in the day, but locked in a little bit of profit. Risk-free trade here. No complaining. Alright. Let's go, Wonky